finest. Drug dealer dream, red jag rim shining. Four shooters riding in the trucks right behind.
What's good, y'all? Fist Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fist Schooner while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Listen, hit the sub button, alright? Hit the sub button, join this Fist Schooner army, and get Fist Schooner tough. Okay? Thank you for getting me to 5K, man. I really do appreciate that. It feels good to be at 5K. Also, follow me on Twitter at BullyFisk. I'm almost at 1,000 Twitter followers. When I get to 1,000 Twitter followers, I'm going to host some. I'm going to start doing some Twitter spaces so y'all can talk to me directly, ask me questions directly. Those Twitter spaces, they dope, man. So help me get to 1,000 followers at BullyFisk on Twitter. Now, let's get to the business. So, you know what? I'm happy. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not happy. All right, I'm happy. We got a new GM. All right, Joe Schoen. It is what it is. You know, it's not gonna. It doesn't change anything. The hiring of Joe Schoen does not change anything. Okay, it doesn't. Did I want Peters? Of course I wanted Peters, because I feel like Peters is better. I mean, he helped build a Broncos Super Bowl team. He helped build a 49ers Super Bowl Super Bowl runner-up, and he was with the Patriots scouting department for 3 other Super Bowls in the early 2000s. I felt like he's more qualified, and I felt like he would have done a better job building a team up. But it seems that the Giants fell in love with Josh Allen over the weekend, and they hired Joe Schoen. That's really what this comes down to. Josh Allen just got this dude a job. That's basically what happened. So now we hired Joe Schoen because of Josh Allen. I don't think, if you line up the rosters, I don't think the Buffalo roster is as talented as the 49er roster. I really don't. I think this is John Mara's way of trying to rehabilitate Daniel Jones. That's what this comes down to. The Joe Schoen hire is trying to rehabilitate Daniel Jones. That's all this is. Because he saw Josh Allen, and he says, what's the best way to get Brian Daboll? And who's the best fit for Daniel Jones? And that's what they did. They hired Schoen because they believe he'll hire Daboll, and they believe Daboll will fix Daniel Jones. John Mara looked at that Bills game and said, hey, why can't Daniel Jones do that? And to be honest with you, I looked at the game and said the same thing. But at the same time, why take a chance? Daniel Jones, Josh Allen doesn't have structural neck damage. Josh Allen has certain intangibles that Daniel Jones just don't have. This guy Daniel Jones don't go off script for shit. A lot of what Josh Allen does is off script, running out the pocket, completing 30-yard bombs, falling out of bounds. Daniel Jones don't do those things. If Daniel Jones is in the pocket and he's functioning within the structure of the offense, Daniel Jones does great things. But I never see Daniel Jones just run out the pocket and find somebody open down the field and, do off-script shit. I just don't see it. So I don't... Like I said, I'm not going to lose sleep if we keep Daniel Jones. I'm not going to lose any sleep because I still believe in Daniel Jones. I know we could win with Daniel Jones, but I feel like this Joe Schoen hiring is basically a Daniel Jones hire. I thought we were starting from scratch. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Joe Schoen gets this job because he probably sits there and says, I could work with Daniel Jones. I really do think that's what happened. I do. I think that's what happens. I really, in my heart of hearts, I believe they're going to try and get Daboll. But the thing is, Daboll's favorite to go to Miami. You see, what people, and this is what I said at the beginning of the video, it doesn't really change anything. Because just because Daboll, just because Joe Schoen is the GM, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to hire Daboll. It doesn't necessarily mean that. You feel me? It doesn't necessarily mean he wants to hire him. And it doesn't necessarily, because Daboll's interviewed with every team. He's taken interviews with the Bears. He's interviewed with the Dolphins. And he seems to be the front runner in Miami. So my thing is, what makes you think he's just going to automatically take the Giants job? You get what I'm saying? So when I look at the Giants, Brian Flores, who Joe Schoen has been speaking to a lot this week, he reached out to Brian Flores for a reason. He wants to get to know Brian Flores ahead of time. So he's already trying to establish a relationship with Brian Flores. If they bring in Brian Flores, they're getting rid of DJ, and they're starting with Daniel Jones. I mean, in a trade in Daniel Jones. Just because we've hired Joe Schoen does not mean we can't hire Flores and trade for DJ. I mean, trade for Deshaun Watson. That doesn't mean that, because we still have to interview Deshaun Watson. I mean, we have to interview the Rooney Rule. We have to interview Brian Flores anyway, so he's gonna get an interview. And the Giants wanted Brian Flores when Brian Flores got fired in Miami. Everybody, including John Merrill, wanted Brian Flores. You know what I'm saying? They were very, very shocked / excited when he got fired in Miami. They like Brian Flores. So it's not an automatic that Schoen is going to get Daboll. It's not like they're a package deal. Like, oh my gosh, now we're guaranteed to get the Buffalo staff. No, it doesn't work like that. So we can still end up with Deshaun Watson. There is nothing to be scared of. Okay, Giants fans? And like I said, I love Daniel Jones. I do. But wipe it clean. We got a new GM, a new head coach. Wipe it clean, man. That'll be 3 head coaches that we giving Daniel Jones at this point. Just wipe it clean. I don't want to sit here through another. He's not even going to be clear for contact till August, bro. What if he has a setback like Peyton Manning did? Peyton Manning was not supposed to miss the 2011 season. He had a setback with his neck. What if Daniel Jones has a setback? Hello? Or were we gonna start some 3rd round draft pick that we brought in to compete with DJ? Huh? Nah, man. Nah. Get Flores, get Deshaun. This don't change a damn thing. Let's stay the course. That's it, that's all. Subscribe to the unit. And another thing, Dan Quinn is favored for the Bronco job. Dan Quinn is the favorite to get the Bronco job. So even though we're going to interview Dan Quinn, it don't matter because he's taking the Denver job. That's a done deal. From everything I've heard, Dan Quinn to Denver is a done deal. That's a done deal. And he's a defensive guy. Why wouldn't he want to go play with Surtain and Chubb and all those super goons in Denver? So, there you go. But anyway, that's it. That's all. Subscribe to the unit if you rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.